So I said that I would bring you a little bit up to date, so I know where this part of stream is, and just want to show you. So where I was standing, and so the Gentles Beach would flow through the bridge, under the bridge, and then it will comes through this section here, and follow suit throughout uh, over there where those wild cocoa they are looking on the screen there. From what I heard, this particular spot was the happening spot for the swimmers right here. Where you're looking at the bamboos? Yes, right here. This particular spot was the go-to spot for the swimmers. In recent times, they told me that this spot, basically this spot is deep enough, and they usually keep parties right along here. So this is basically the beach. I think maybe before Gentles, I'm not quite sure, but this is basically, they would say, the beach. Right here is the beach, and alongside here, and that little spot there, they would congregate and have music here um, within the time they're here on the river here. It is still a part of the Gentles stretch. It's coming from up that side. We haven't seen, rather, I haven't seen any water coming from. Hello, Mr. Ramon Clark. Welcome, sir, to my Facebook page. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel also. Vern Griffith, welcome again. You have always been a great supporter. Welcome. Miss Carlin Blake, welcome again. You've always been a great supporter. I am at Watermouth at the moment. I am deep in Watermouth, past the bridge, and there's a little section there where persons usually swim. It is known to be their go-to spot before, and because of debris and bamboos being thrown into this particular spot here. From what I heard, this was one of the go-to spot right here you're looking on, and it is fairly deep from what person said to me. Right here, looking on screen, this section here, right across here, they usually keep beach parties just before sit-downs live up there. All along this section here was in Manchester, the style we will say upon the river. So basically, I think maybe this is where the Pondy River start right here, and from here they go to Scott's Path and do their thing. But this part here is actually deep enough. Welcome, Novlet Blint Roberts. Welcome. This spot here is known to be their go-to spot here, and looking at it, I'll just show you, just give you a little idea. Oops. Give you a little idea. Evening. No, I'm doing a live now, so give me a few minutes. Yeah, no problem. Cool. I overheard the thunder just now, so it could be a little bit of rainfall at the moment. So I'm just going to just walk around and just show you a little uh, the flow of water and the track the trajectory of the water, and just to give you an idea of track the trajectory of the water at the moment. Let me pull up this thing here. I was in Content, Manchester, Williamsfield, more specific, last week Saturday, looking on and at the water, and it is rising rapidly. Overheard the mayor said on TVJ News that the water probably rises about 1 foot daily, and it does seem as if it rises a foot on a daily basis. All right, so here's water here, and so I'll give you a bit more. At it. I have never been this far on this side. So this is the trajectory of the water here. Going back this side and go, so it takes a turn back up that side, and that's the spot that they usually have the big splash, uh, big big splash on Sundays before there was a house in this particular area. As I said, this was the go-to spot here, and as you can see, just the surrounding would, have been a spot that persons would basically hang out on Sundays or on weekends, preferably. The water is rising rapidly, and it's flowing constantly from what I have seen in Content, because I've been on the other side of Content in front of the Picker Pepper factory, and oh my, that little gully there is filling up with water, and then two other catchment there is holding water. One of them is overflowing into the other, and then from the other one into the other, the last one going back to Mile Gully, going back to Mandeville, that one right in front of the Picker Pepper factory there. So not quite sure how long the water will be there before it recedes, or if it's gonna become much higher, but from what I've seen, they uses some sandbags to kind of block the water off. But even though they use a sandbag to block the water off, the water sleeps under the sandbag and coming up a bit further, and they turn the water going into Content on your left. They turn the water over the gully, and looking at the gully side, there's a body of water over there. I'm saying, and I'm telling you, and it's constantly running. And then on the right side, going into Content there's a culvert there. They turn the water in the culvert there, and it's running over on the left side there. So you can just imagine their body of water there now, because I was there on Tuesday, I was there on Saturday, and that body of water was so thick, high, and then I went back Tuesday, and it was running more heavily. So that water there in Content, for somewhat reason, I'm not quite sure what is taking place underground, but all I know, we're getting a lot of water down this side here in Porous, more so in Watermouth. Well, the beauty of it is that it is running towards Scotts Pass, end up into Milk River. That's the beauty of it. So it's not really heading into one spot and then causing a big thing there. I spoke to one guy there at the Gentles um, so-called river beach, and he was saying the authority came by and kind of spray some thing to keep away mosquitoes, just in case we have a breakout of malaria and cholera in the area. That's good. And they say, from what he said, they will continue to monitor um, our situation there, and that's a plus, for the authority there, because they have a lot to do, especially in the central area, in terms of uh, Westmoreland, not Westmoreland, in terms of St. Elizabeth and going back to Westmoreland side to Montego Bay. They have a lot to uh, do in terms of health and the risk of um, disease breaking out in our country. So, we say kudos to them so far. All right. There's nothing much to say, to do. I pretty much kind of cover what I need to cover for you. And whenever needs be, I will continue to give you more updates into what is taking place in our district, in our community, in our parish at large, and if needs be, out of our parish. Once again, I am Denzel Osborne. I am on my YouTube channel and I'm on my Facebook page. I do want to thank you for staying with us. On behalf of my technical director, Odin Wright, I want to thank you, of course. And of course, we continue to shout out the sponsors. The sponsors is brought to you by Grace, God's unmerited favor, and sponsored by the beautiful sunshine that brightens your day. And Denzel, one on one. Let's talk. God bless you. See you next time. Great weekend.